What's going on?
So, let a couple people get in here, and then we'll talk about this. I want to get your response, your reactions to this. This story is from September 15th, so just a few days ago. But, as most of you know, a while back, Representative Brian Babin from Texas introduced a bill, H.R. 3282, titled the ELD Extension Act of 2017. And he was looking for co-sponsors. I think initially when I first heard about the story, it might have had 2 co-sponsors. Currently, as of the 12th of September, it had 49 co-sponsors. So it is gaining steam. But I put a link to the story in the description of this video. Please make sure you check it out. The story's from Landline Magazine. It's written by Jamie Jones, Landline's managing editor. It says here that Representative Babin introduced the bill to the House on July 18th, seeking a delay of the electronic log mandate for 2 years. The bill, like I said, is H.R. 3282. And as of September 12th, 49 co-sponsors have signed on in support of the bill, and it is now bipartisan with the addition of Representative Colin Peterson, a Democrat from Minnesota. Through the article on Landline, you can click a link and see all of the sponsors. But the interesting thing about this is that industry stakeholders, private sector businesses have started talking about it and backing the bill as well. Just to name a few, you've got Agricultural Retailers Association, American Farm Bureau, the American Pyrotechnics Association, American Road Transportation Builders, Midwest Truckers Association, Lucas Oil, the National Association of Chemical Distributors, National Hay Association, National Grain and Feed. There's tons of them listed on here, as well as OIDA. There's some concrete groups, some wood groups, National Motorist Association. There's numerous groups, Towing and Recovering Association of America, that have all talked about their support. It says here, I definitely suggest you guys go and read the article. It's pretty lengthy, but it says that Babin spoke to Landline Now host Mark Reddig in July in an interview explaining his connection to trucking. It says that I used to be a truck driver at one time. I've done a lot of things in my life, but he started out driving a truck in the military and also drove a lumber truck in Texas. So he has it says right here, I have a big place in my heart for truck drivers, which obviously he can relate to the industry. Now, what he and OIDA recommend, and it also says in the story that a large number of OIDA members have reached out to the representatives in their area asking that they support the bill. But it says here, each one out there can call and ask their congressman to co-sponsor this bill, H.R. 3282, and call the switchboard at the Capitol. The phone number for that on here is 202-224-3121, or you can look up your reps on house.gov and send them messages that way. So, it is still possible. It's still possible that this could happen. Either way, I think that, and you guys feel free to respond, either way, a lot of companies have already started installing ELDs. Now, I don't know if this bill were to go through and they delayed it 2 years, or if they would reverse that, if the companies that have started installing them would then take them out and go back to running paper. But who knows? Either way, the story is in the description of the video. Please check it out. What does all of this mean, Stephen? What this means is that there still is a chance that the ELD mandate might be delayed 2 years. However, it's still only 2 years. But what I guess they're looking for is a delay in the mandate so that they can do some more research to find out the effects of what that would have on the industry. Okay, what it would have, the effect it would have on smaller companies. So it says basically they want the delay, and what was the other wording? Let me find it here so that I can, so that I don't. Where is it? It says, because in light of heavy burden of this mandate, especially on small carriers, the committee directs the Department of Transportation to analyze whether a full or targeted delay in ELD implementation and enforcement would be appropriate. If so, what options DOT has within its statutory authority to provide temporary regulation relief until all ELD implementation challenges can be resolved. And that's from the Committee on Appropriations. To underscore the committee's concern, it ordered the FMCSA to report back to both the House and Senate committees within 60 days of passing the THUD legislation. And the THUD is the Transportation, Housing, and Urban Development Funding Bill for fiscal year 2018. But again, you know, if you are in support of this delay, they do ask that you can call the Capitol switchboard, 202-224-3121, and ask to speak to the representative from your state to show your support. Tell your state representatives or state senators to get on board with this. It's H.R. 3282. The link to this story from Landline is in the description. I know that I talked about this before. I talked about Representative Babin before, and the fact that he was the one that drafted this bill and brought it to Congress, but he's currently looking for more co-sponsors. Please, if you want the ELD mandate to change, if you want to have your voice heard, call your representative. And whether you're for or against, it doesn't matter. Call your representative. Get involved. You know, get involved in what's going on. So let me see some of the comments here, and then we'll end this video. I want to keep it. Pretty short. We'll start at the top here. J. Ron, what's up? Gary, what's going on? Anthony, what's happening? Dennis, Mark Phillips, Miss Jones in here. Matt Porter, Terry Barnes, my sister, Sivik, I think is how you say it. Steven, Silverfish, Smokey, what's up, man? Justin, what's going on? Trucker John, what's happening? Trainer Dan, Ron Duncan in here. Steven, Blanchard, I believe is how, N. Blanchard is how you say that. Kevin, what's happening? How much of a difference does paper versus electronic make on a driver's pay? Reserved. Let me get through these comments and I'll answer that. At least give you my opinion. Stephen, I agree. It's you know, hours of service. You know, pretty much is what they really need to focus on. Trucker P, what's happening? Still on paper, he says. Hoping some stops it. Stephen, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Support, yes or no? Leo, what's happening? If you run paper, then you run illegal. We need e-logs. Nailed it. What's happening? Okay, so am I in support of the ELD mandate or delaying it? I don't really think the ELD is the issue. I think it's the hours of service. I've always said that. Miss Skillet, Nylene, how are you? I think hours of service is the issue. I think that what they need to do is delay the ELD mandate, but I think they need to use that delay to focus on hours of service. Whether you're logging your time electronically or by paper, I don't really think that, I mean, if you're doing it legally, there shouldn't be a difference, right? That shouldn't matter. However, the problem is on ELDs, you can accidentally trip drive time. You know, if you're driving, some of these warehouses we go to are very big, and if you go from one end to the other, however your ELD is set up, that might trip you driving, which could prematurely start your clock. It could cause you to go into violation. A lot of different things. So there's a lot of different issues with it that they need to focus on, and that's what the delay is supposed to do, so they can do the research. But I think it's hours of service. And then Reserve said, how much of a difference does paper versus electronic make on a driver's pay? Well, electronic, if it messes up your logs, it can delay you a day, 2 days. It can do all kinds of different things. It can accidentally, put you on drive. Different things can happen. So it can affect your pay because it can honestly stop you from driving at any time. Legally driving, obviously, but it can stop you at any time. So I definitely think the problem is hours of service. Currently, if you're on paper and you drive from one side of a warehouse to another, it doesn't trip you on drive. It doesn't start your clock or anything. On an ELD, that is possible. Where are we at? Yeah, Kevin, talking about hours of service. Hello to my grandfather. Carl, the number is for the Capitol in D.C. It's so that you can call and reach out to your representative to ask them to support H.R. 3282. Yeah, Nathan says he's on Landstar and is on E-Logs. I agree. Positive Income Trucker says mandate that we get detention 2 hours. I believe that is definitely something that needs to be looked at. Detention is a huge issue. Rod, I agree too. The 70 is a huge problem. The 70 is a huge problem. TR says he's against the 34 because, other people aren't forced to take time off, and you are correct. Any other individual that I know of, maybe with the exception of like airline pilots or something, they, if you work in a restaurant or a grocery store, anything like that, you can work as many hours as you want. E-logs keep you honest and safe. Sam, I disagree. I think you can still be unsafe if you're on e-logs. You can still be unsafe if you're on e-logs, in my opinion, because I don't understand how e-logs can keep you safer. That I don't understand. If you're tired, you're tired. It's me, myself, knowing my own limits as far as how much I can drive in a day or can't, that keeps me and everyone else safe. If somebody is tired, they're tired whether they're on an e-log or a paper log, man. Hi Tiffany, how are you? I see you. That's right, Anthony. I agree, guys. There's a lot of really good debate points about hours of service and ELDs, whether you're for or against them. it doesn't matter. To me, I think the problem is hours of service. I think that Sam McFarland, I worked for night, okay? And yes, they will let you run out of hours. Night transportation will tell you to put, there are people that work there that will tell you to run on personal conveyance or something like that. Okay? I love night transportation, and I've got no problems with them. But when you say that they'll let you run out of hours, no, that's bullshit. Because they will. And you can, I don't care who you are, you can say whatever you want. There are people out there at certain companies that will say, well, you need to get that load there. Well, I don't have any hours. Well, you need to get that load there. We'll figure it out when safety comes back, and we'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So but guys, again, I'll tell you the phone number, 202-224-3121. 202-224-3121. That gets you to the switchboard at the Capitol. Ask for your representative and tell them, whether you're for or against the ELD mandate. But have your voice heard. Tell them that hours of service is the problem. Tell them that that's what they should be talking about. If they do push the delay, if it does get approved and passed, then they need use that time to reevaluate the hours of service. We can sit here all day and debate it. The link to the full story is in the description of the video. Okay, it's in the description of the video. Make sure that you read it, and you see all of these other companies, these other associations and different private sector groups that are behind the delay. And a huge tip of the hat to Representative Babin for at least taking a stand, and a huge tip of the hat to any of those that show their support or their dislike for it. At least they're doing something. At least they're working for us, as the American truck driver, as the tax-paying citizens. So that's what we want them to do. But we need to show them exactly how we all feel about it too. But guys, I definitely appreciate each one of you stopping in. Please hit the thumbs up button or thumbs down. If you don't like it, that's completely fine as well. And then if you have an opinion, which all of you do because this affects all of us, please leave it in the comments after the video is posted. Again, the link to the story is in the description down here. Down there. Along with links to the Zello channel, the Lil Dawg Facebook page, which I have been going live from a lot more frequently. So if you do not like the page, go and hit the like button and make sure you turn on the notifications over there so that you see when I go live over there. I also go live really frequently on Instagram, but all that stuff's down there too. But check out the actual story, share it around, and debate about it, talk about it. Guys, I'm going to get out of here. It is, it's about 5, what time is it? It's almost 6 o'clock here where I'm at. So I'm going to grab a bite to eat and probably watch some Netflix and listen to Zello. There's David Nesbitt. What's going on? Guys, take care and keep the shiny side up.